born greatest, Eminem rapped, but like a wedding band, you gotta be diamond to even climb in the ring. And as it stands right now, when it comes to Kendrick Lamar versus Drake, they both got 2 diamond albums loading. In Kendrick's corner, we got Good Kid, Mad City and Damn. And in Drake's corner, we got Take Care and Views.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Kinda.
However, it seems that Kendrick Lamar whooping Drake has now got even rappers who should be focused on their careers out here talking. And today we got JPEG Mafia.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
Who I prefer to refer to as PNG Mafia. And I'm just being more transparent with y'all. He needs to focus on his craft rather than worry about Drake's content, since he's been an upcoming rapper for like a decade now. And before we get to the details, at the latter part of the video, we also have some drama that have hit linked to a new report of Eminem getting swindled by yet another hip-hop outlet. And in this case, XXL is getting accused for how they handled the polls for the best diss tracks ever. And we also have more that's come from the news that we covered a few days ago when we found out that rapper Offset was reportedly seeking spousal support from Cardi B. And Fat Joe shared his thoughts on this and even shamed Offset, as you'd see. And starting with rappers who should be focused on making it out of the upcoming rapper status, who instead choose to worry about the wrong problems. We got PNG Mafia out here dissing Drake in interviews, and shortly after admitting that he wants to be a superstar, he was asked, "What do you see for the future of rap when it comes to fusing it with hardcore music?" And he expanded, "I think a lot of people are gonna jump on that, because what people are gonna do is they are gonna realize what you guys are doing is boring as crap. People yearn for something new, especially in rap. We're yearning. We're tired. We don't want to hear Drake complain about the women anymore. We don't freaking care. He's 40. We need something different. I'm here to try to produce and cultivate that as much as I can, because rap fans are freaking bored." And last I checked, PNG Mafia was no spokesperson for rap fans, but he kept going. Their idea of doing something different is taking different sounding ish and throwing trap drums on it, and that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to really F you up, you get what I'm saying? And if I'm not, I did not do my freaking job. Conscious rap has Nas.
Fair enough.
Trap rap has Future.
Fair enough.
Experimental rap is me. That's it.
What?
And it is crazy because he talks about how we need something different and we are tired of hearing the same ish, yet he drops the most generic Drake criticism that we've heard about 1,000,000 times already. And better yet, he mentions Future as an example, which is quite the irony. And I'm not even trying to diss Future. And this is what we've heard from every Tom, Dick and Harry who has ever criticized Drake. And it is good to see some users on social media stir-fry him for this. Not gonna lie, nobody cares or wants to hear from JPEG Mafia. Dude been an up-and-coming artist for 10 years now. And some hip-hop fans are also highlighting the double standards problem in hip-hop music when people pick and choose the artist to ask to rap mature, and a moment of silence for someone's ears. Never heard about this young man, but I'm gonna go stream JPEG Mafia just because, laughing emoji. And don't say you weren't warned. Even if you're a Drake hater, it is best to keep this between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. And if you want to stream someone's music, please head to Kendrick Lamar's Spotify page. You have been warned. And my favorite part of Twitter is people acting like this is news and something profound. As this went viral, people will say nobody listens to JPEG Mafia, but he's low-key right. Oh wow, the equivalent of pointing out that it is sunny on a sunny day, and thousands of people think that is some revelation. Wow. And for those who don't know, PNG is pretty much a low-tier version of what El Jamar is to Eminem, and I'll be looking forward to your thoughts in the comment section. And moving on, we continue to see a pattern in hip-hop whenever outlets conduct their polls and a certain rapper is involved. In fact, Rap TV took it upon themselves at one point to disqualify Eminem from the get-go from taking part in their polls, just to make sure Eminem doesn't come out on top. And before we pull up receipts for our latest example, here's what I'm talking about. XXL has been hit with new allegations of manipulating their polls after the results did not go their way. And guess who is at the center once again? Check it out. In case you've been keeping up with XXL's The Best Diss Songs in History bracket, they've rigged it in favor of Kendrick. As one user pointed out, XXL deleted the poll when Eminem's Killshot was up and gave the win to Kendrick's Not Like Us to make it go up against Drake's Family Matters. It is just sad at this point, and this is just one of many users who have confirmed that this has happened. Laughing my bum off, Not Like Us lost the public vote to Eminem's Killshot, and you deleted that poll and went ahead with the rigging, as usual, laughing emojis. And to this another user expanded, I confirm, they removed the post with the polls so that people wouldn't see the real result. And what makes these claims even more hilarious for those of you who've been with us is the fact that this has happened a couple of times in the past. As apart from Rap TV making up excuses one time to disqualify Eminem from the get-go, the same Rap TV got caught months ago with their pants down once again when they conducted a poll for the album of the year. And surprisingly, the fans voted for Eminem to win, but they already had their graphics and tweets in the drafts that Kendrick won, and they quickly posted the next round and crowned Kendrick as the winner, all while everyone could see that Eminem actually won the poll. And of course, after hundreds of fans called them out in posts like these, Rap decided to move Kendrick's album to the Final Four over Eminem's on their Best Album of 2024 tournament, despite the death of Slim Shady leading the votes after nearly 30,000 total votes. And the voting isn't even over yet. Clowns. Yes, you can't accept most people still choosing Em over Kendrick, and Rap TV was bombarded with these receipts back then to the point that they couldn't ignore it anymore, and they had to take it down and put Eminem in the final. And it is gonna be interesting to see if XXL does the same moving forward, and some users have expanded. Not shocked, and this is why people hate Kendrick Lamar, because at this point, he's the media darling, and it is sad because Kendrick doesn't need all of this BS. Dude is talented. Well, Kendrick has had an amazing run, but two things can be true at once, and it has been quite obvious that the media for the most part, including media journalists, have been in his corner all through the battle to this point. And I'm talking even legacy media personalities like the Elliot Wilsons and others. And just to be clear, I don't have first-hand information to confirm if XXL did indeed pull off what Rap TV did last year, because I wasn't following the polls, but the fact that this has actually happened in the past makes this believable, to be honest, and it is always good to see fans who know their stuff. I'll never forget, they did the same thing with the death of Slim Shady last year in a poll on here, when the death of Slim Shady pulled away from GNX, so they said GNX won, but they eventually put the death of Slim Shady back, laughing emoji. And boy, you should have witnessed the level of saltiness that came about after that happened, and some fans miss out on these stories and then act surprised and oblivious if Eminem drops a bar on his next album about how they manipulate Ish to make sure he's not #1, similar to how fans were shocked and asking why Eminem chose to diss Benzino on Doomsday Part 2. And I'll be looking forward to your thoughts as we've covered stories on major outlets at least twice of them getting caught rigging polls to put Eminem at a disadvantage, and now we got new allegations of the same thing happening. But please stop recognizing these patterns, okay? In fact, some have put the noticers on blast for noticing. Who the F cares? Laughing my bum off. No way y'all pressed about an Instagram competition, loudly crying and skull emoji. I guess we found the alleged burner account of the XXL admin responsible for rigging the polls, because this is exactly what someone guilty would say if they got caught manipulating the polls. And moving on, if you were with us a few days ago, you remember when news hit that Offset was seeking spousal support from Cardi B, and this escalated back then as Cardi B didn't take it well when she crashed out on social media and made some comments that shocked some users on the web.
The fact that I'm waking up right now to see that this fuck and his fuck ass team, I know it's not his team, I know it's his ass, gonna tell the Breakfast Club the only reason why this motherfucker asking for spousal support, because I was asking for everything, and because I don't be with my kids. Yo, you such a fucking ass. Word to my mother, I want you to die, but I want you to die slow.
Well, that got out of hand fast.
And now we got Fat Joe during a chat with Jada Kiss on the Joe and Kiss podcast, pretty much shame Offset for seeking spousal support.
In the hip-hop,
what are you talking about?
In the hip-hop lately, you've been seeing guys asking for spousal support in hip-hop. Yo, Jada. Nah. Yo, Jada.
Let me hear you. Let me hear what you...
I'm asking, right? So it's been out there. You've been seeing these guys asking women for
It's more than one.
it's more than one, but I'm just saying, I'm talking about one rap star in particularly who's saying he need the bread, you know, because she make more money. What do you feel about a man asking a woman to pay their bills after they break up?
Each his own bottle of Patron. I don't know how to. I mean, I don't really know. I don't feel no kind of way. It's never a problem when it happens the other way. So shit, let's get a win for the other guys one time.
So when you see a guy win, you be like, yo, at least the guy won. You know, one of us won.
Yeah, because as far as that goes, spousal support, the seesaw is like this. It's usually the other way.
Yeah, but you can't be a rap star asking for somebody to pay your bills, right?
I mean, you never know what's going on.
Yo, it's bad out here, but I'd say like this. Listen, I love my sister Cardi B. I know how hard it is for her to come from where we came from and make a couple of dollars and be successful. And I never go against her for nothing in the world, but the little haircut, the haircut of the son and the guy,
the braids, the same braid,
same, like that make me pop off. You know, your wife and your kid, that's a very sensitive, like, what do you think about that similar haircut?
I think that was a low blow, but like I said, we don't know what's going on. It's three sides to the story. It's what we hear, what we see, and then it's something totally other.
That's really happening.
Yeah, but I mean, anything with kids for me is a low blow. You know that. The kids, when you put the kids in it, the gloves is off.
The kids, the wife,
any family, any of that kind of shit is a different kind of energy.
Yeah, man, it's getting crazy out here. It's really getting crazy.
And things escalated quickly for some users who dropped essays about how Fat Joe's bias is showing due to his cultural ties with Cardi B. Fat Joe, Puerto Rican and Cuban, riding hard for Cardi B, an Afro-Latina, but low-key throwing shade at Offset, a fully black man. That's wild. Fat Joe can name-drop Cardi, but can't put an address on the slight to Offset? That's weak. That's clown energy. Cardi got a pass because y'all share cultural ties, but Offset don't get the same respect. That's exactly how anti-black bias shows up, even from people who claim to be down. Jada essentially said it best: if you're really about fairness, you'd call it straight, but you didn't. And to this a user fired back with, or maybe they both from the Bronx and he rapping home team other than somebody from some cousin freaking state below Virginia. And in Cardi B's corner, some have expanded. I'm not surprised Offset asked for spousal support. He was only in it for the money to begin with. Not to mention, he was kinda jealous of Cardi's fame. And I will throw this one to you guys. Share your thoughts below. And thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.